I lost $2,500 today chasing momentum, too tight of a stop loss, oversizing, flipping my bias, anything you could do wrong. I did it today, most likely. Not my best shining moment, but we learn from these days the most. It's been long overdue. I've been on a great streak. It's just one day. I have full confidence I could bounce back, make it back, finish the month strong. But these are the most important days to look at as they don't happen often. That's why we need to keep it. Limit the damage each time that they do happen and make sure we don't repeat those same mistakes. So let's hop into it here. There it is. 14 trades. Holy freaking smokes. That's way too many for me, especially, but that's way too many for most people. 2 trades seems more realistic for me. That's what lets you know how bad it was today. Let's take a look at the markup here. There's all the arrows. Let's not look at it too long. This is a shameful day of trading. So first things first. This trade here, on the short side, we could even probably remove this. It's a break-even trade. I'm in long. Then I quickly get out of it because I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you long it at the New York VWAP? Because I saw this base down here of like a triple bottom. The 15-minute was super overextended, in my opinion, to the downside. I don't think this is going to want to keep going back lower. I think we're due for a pullback. So I long it. It quickly takes on drawdown. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing? This is holding New York. Get out. That was quick. In 1 minute, I'm thrown off of my bias, off of one candle. So definitely too premature there. But again, I got to like break even. So we can even remove that because that does nothing to the P&L. It's not a loss, but if you see, could have won that idea actually. My idea did follow through. I would have won that trade if I just left the stop where it was, seen the idea through, willing to lose, and now talk myself out of the trade. All right, well then I missed that move. It then makes a new higher high. Rather than looking for shorts back down, because actually during this time, in between that long, I actually take a short. So let's go find that one first because this is on NQ. So let's take a look at that one real quick. Yikes, what a bleeding day down. 7 for 14 though. Not bad. A lot of break evens in there. But here's the short. So I shorted it after my long ES, shorting it back down on that Q. I know it's above my head a little bit. But because where we are in that 15-minute, if you look on the left side, we pinned the daily VWAP. The next candle also pinned it and started back bearish. Okay, nice. We're going to hold this daily, continue the lower highs that we were having all morning. I like the shorts. Very tricky because we're above the New York VWAP, making higher highs from previous, well above New York, inside the open range. Not my best setup, even though it does line up with the 15-minute, the way I'm reading it there. Just not the structure that I trade. I don't need to be selling it this high up, stopping the bullish momentum. So then after that one, I flipped to the long bias, saying, you know what? This should just keep coming higher. I don't know why I'm looking for the shorts anymore. Let's just long it. I long it like towards the top. Stop loss on this. Again, stopped out break even because as soon as it popped in favor, I'm like, okay, don't come back because I'm just not wanting to lose because I'm like, what are we taking these trades for? That I'm not willing to let my bad trades run because I already know I probably shouldn't be in them. So I'd hate to lose it. So anytime it gives me a potential chance to remove risk, I do it. But I do it way too quickly. I do it like in one bullish pop. I'm like, okay, nice, run now. So again, break even there, no damage, just the loss and then Q to the downside. So 2 bad trades, you could argue, but no damage done. All right, and then, okay, now we're holding this open range low. This is coming back in line with that NQ short idea that I had. I just got pinned out, but now it's kind of coming back into play. But I sold at the bottom, rejecting the lower day VWAP. Never gets below it again. I definitely could have waited for that. And if I did wait for that, I would have never gotten it. AKA would have never gotten in short. So that's definitely the biggest lesson on this one. I don't think the shorts were bad because we could pull up the 15-minute here real quick. At this time, I mean, clearly a big pump up in the afternoon. But at this time, on the short side of things, jeez, look at all those arrows. I think I'm shorting it there. Not the worst. Still clearly lower highs. I'm looking for this to be the lower low. Let's go lower. The daily view up was somewhere along there. So I don't hate the short. We're at least back below. We're not back below New York view up. There's another strike too. We're still above New York, still making higher lows. What are we doing? We didn't break the lower day view up, so a premature short there. I just didn't want it to leave without me since I had already thought the short was going to work out earlier. That one takes a loss. That leads to the worst trade probably of all time of long it at the very top. So I get stopped out on that short idea there. Flip immediately into the long. So I got stopped out. The next candle I get in long. It pushes up. I add in even more. I add in on that trade because it's showing nice momentum. Clearly some strong candles. It's the start of a new 15-minute candle midway through this. I'm adding in. Now my average price is at the top of the move. So I get stopped out because that's what hits my max daily loss, this pullback. What then happens? It does come back higher, but way higher, way, way, way higher. I just got a terrible price. I'm chasing these terrible long there, terrible long up here. If I caught the long off of the break there or the break there, I would have made money. I'm longing it way too high. I'm chasing momentum. Bad, tight stop losses, right? This stop loss makes no sense. It was just all the room I had left to play with for the heavy size I was in. So, I mean, a lot of arrows in a short amount of time. This was 1 o'clock, max daily loss, 1:30. Jesus Christ. So, not the best day, but trying to just force my way into the market, seeing longs and seeing shorts and seeing the longs again. Just way too much flip-flopping, and I caught myself. We can even go to a clean chart. Let's go to just the minis. On a clean chart, let's remove this VWAP. That same thing with my short ideas. Could there be merit to it? But I think the most important thing is I could see this falling down from here, right? On the daily VWAP, on the 15-minute. But looking back on all my trades, that 27-day streak, the multiple payouts in January, is this the structure that has been getting me paid out, feeding me my 70% win percentage? No. So why am I even trying to predict what it's going to do from here? I may be right. It may fall from here, and it may continue higher. I could create all these ideas that I want, but I don't need to be taking it because that's just not my favorable play. This isn't the structure that I make money in. So I shouldn't be trying to force money out of it. I should be waiting for the structure that aligns with my plan, aligns with my strengths, and then hammer it on those days, right? So I think we all get caught up in thinking we can make money out of every move, right? Because I thought I had a good thesis on why this might want to come back lower, right? I'm never looking at the market like, I don't know what's going to happen. I could always create an idea, but it doesn't mean I need to capitalize on it or act on it. So I should have just let it stay an idea and never put risk on it because it's just not worth it. Because now you just see higher highs and higher lows. Should have just been looking for long somewhere rather than trying to hammer the shorts above a New York VWAP after clearly we bounced off this lower day. All these different little things. So it's just not my best setup. I don't need to try to make money out of it. I should wait for the trending structure to come back in. Or even if I just see a higher high, wait for the pullback. I'll anchor a high day view up there. If I long it on the next break above, you make money. I long it at the worst price. I long it at the top and at the top. That's something I never do. I always wait for pullbacks. So I was just chasing today. Chasing at the very highs, equivalent to chasing shorts at the low. So my directions weren't really too off for the most part. Some of them were. I was just getting terrible prices on it, which is most of the time what I'm warning everyone about. Of like, we know this wants to move lower. We know this probably wants to move higher, but I don't want to buy it here. I want to see a pullback, then I'll buy it lower on a break of high a day. That's it. That's normally what we're doing, right? So I think I just strayed from that plan today. I could have had great thesis behind why we go higher. I bought it way too high, and price is what pays. It's not the direction alone that pays, right? If I bought it up here, you don't make money. If you buy it up here, you don't make money, even though we do go higher today. So really bad prices today, really bad mentality of just chasing prices, flipping biases, sizing up, tightening stop losses, all these different things. So, not my best shining moment, but there it is. There's the ugly day. I don't even hate this one. Again, if this were to work out, though, it's just short above the New York VWAP, inside the range. Clearly no new lows a day have been made since his first pump back here. That we're kind of making these higher lows on the bottom. I could be right. It could want to fall off the daily, but that's not the structure I trade. This isn't clean. This isn't trending price action that I feed off of, so just leave it alone. But it's a nice wake-up call, nice little lesson day. We'll learn from these of what got over me to want to chase moves like this. I think it is that idea of like my ego, anyone's ego. I feel like I can make money out of any move. If you throw me in the market at any time of day, I can give a pretty good prediction on where we might go in the next 30 minutes. Now, am I wrong sometimes? Of course. But our ego, with all the studying and the tracking and the trades we take, we feel like looking at these candles, I can make up an idea here where we probably want to go soon. So I just take it. But same thing, back to the idea of like, I could see it happening, but it's just not the setups that I take. They're not what I study the most. They're not what been getting me paid out. So why do I need it? Drown out all that noise, right? So rather than saying, oh, this is probably going to want to come lower because of X, Y, and Z, it could. But that's not my plan. That's not in my trading plan. That's not one of my 3 top setups. I'm leaving it alone. That's what I should have said. And there was a point in the day, like I mentioned, where I said, what, do you trade this structure well? No. So then don't trade it. I said that to myself, but I still traded it. So that's only half the battle of having the epiphany of saying this isn't what you do best, so leave it alone. But if you don't listen to yourself, you're going to trade it like I did and lose money. So got to be aware of it, as well as listen to yourself and have the discipline to pull yourself off the desk. So thank you. We had a nice Monday, down 1.5K on the week. That's a bummer. And if you look at this candle above my head, that's a big one. Definitely my largest day, max daily loss. I don't know the last time I hit that, to be honest with you. Going back all accounts, all time, I really don't know. What is that, September? I lost $3,000. September, since I've had a big blow up day like this. So few and far between. We'll learn from them. We'll bounce back. We have, thankfully, I guess it's on the second day of the month. So now we got the whole entire month ahead of us to try to make it back one day at a time, locking back in of what were you doing? Why were you so impatient? Why were you flipping biases? Was it because I was just riding this high of this long streak? I'm tired. I was due for one of these blowout days? Maybe. But that's no excuse. We'll right the ships. Hopefully you guys made money. And to remind you guys, this is all on my Tradeify accounts. If you actually use code Dyer, you can get 30% off all the accounts. I may need a new one soon with the way today worked out. So I may be having to go buy some more accounts with my own code Dyer. So definitely don't buy full price. 30% off if you use code Dyer on all the accounts. I'm on the straight to sim, but definitely check them out. I could definitely use them after a day like today. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys find lessons in these ugly days for myself, and you don't see many more of them, ideally. But hopefully you guys learned some lessons. Reach out if you need me. Ask any questions about Tradeify, my strategy, my anything. All right? So I appreciate you guys. Trade safe. See you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.